I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and the Crypto Coin Show. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Dan Edlebeck, the CEO of Exidio. Dan, welcome to the show, and thanks for taking the time to be here.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ashton. It's exciting.
It's very exciting. I know Exidio and Sentinel are both working on some really interesting things right now. So if we can just start off the interview by getting an overview and the focus of Exidio and what are the main problems that your team is solving for?
Yeah, definitely. And so Exidio is the software development company building on the Sentinel network. So in the crypto space, people might know Sentinel, like my shirt, a lot more. Sentinel is the peer-to-peer network where people can offer bandwidth to the network, or people can use that excess bandwidth as a decentralized VPN. And Exidio, the software development arm, is building custom applications and integrations on top of the network. So I'm leading Exidio because Sentinel itself is truly a peer-to-peer network.
Very cool. And so essentially this is a peer-to-peer like Web 3.0 platform. I know that there are some other people that are working on this, and it's a great initiative. Is there something about Sentinel that makes it unique and gives it a competitive advantage as a solid Web 3.0?
Yeah, so I think there's lots of important layers to the Web3 stack, to your point, Ashton. I think that there's different players that are operating in different parts of that space. So I would say, like, for decentralized name base, you could look at like Handshake Network. They're doing really interesting stuff. Or decentralized cloud compute. You could look at Akash, or Dfinity is coming out. Yep. Or decentralized middleware, you would think of the graph. So Sentinel really fits at that layer of decentralized bandwidth or decentralized networking. And so we're one of the few that are actually getting a pretty big, wide growth base of nodes that are offering decentralized bandwidth to the network. There are other players that are looking at decentralized VPN, but haven't quite seen the growth as far as true network and usage and adoption quite yet. So I'm pretty excited. I think we're leading the pace in that area.
Definitely, that is exciting. And can you talk a little bit more about the VPN part of the Web 3.0? Is a decentralized VPN? Does that involve hardware or just software, and how does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So decentralized VPN is based off of a connection, a marketplace of decentralized bandwidth. So people that are offering bandwidth to the network and then people that are using that bandwidth, the most obvious use case for a decentralized bandwidth marketplace is decentralized VPN, because you can route your traffic through other internet service providers' connections. And so in doing so, we can build customized decentralized VPN applications built on the peer-to-peer bandwidth sharing marketplace. And so Exidio, we have our own, what's called the Sentinel DVPN, which is a little complicated, but we're working on other applications as well. There's another company that's not Exidio called Elysium, and they've also built on top of the Sentinel decentralized VPN network, and they built their own decentralized VPN called the Velocity VPN. And even that application has seen over 100,000 downloads in the Google Play Store. And the Sentinel DVPN has seen over 100,000, closer to 150,000 on Google Play. And we also have applications on desktop. And so we're seeing lots of, and now as Sentinel, this is a really big momentous occasion. So today is Tuesday. It's been a crazy week, and it's going to be an even crazier week. On Saturday, we go live on Mainnet, on Cosmos. And this is years in the making. So wow. As we finally go live on Mainnet and Sentinel finally has its own chain and its own security, we'll be able to scale the network. And in doing so, other companies will be able to offer their bandwidth on the network. As of right now, the network is not monetized, so people that are offering bandwidth to the network are not generating passive income for doing so. But that will happen on Mainnet. And that's where we really have the opportunity to scale both the supply side and the demand side of the bandwidth marketplace.
Very exciting, Dan. And you touched on a bunch of things that I want to dive into. And you quickly mentioned there about Google Play, having the applications. You also said that the inner workings of the Sentinel DVPN are quite technical. So is it actually quite easy for people to just go use their phone and download the application or just download the desktop and start using the DVPN? How much technical expertise does that require?
That's a great question. And that's exactly what we're out to do, is make for a seamless user experience. We don't see like other players in decentralized VPN, Orchid or Mysterium, other projects as competitors. We see NordVPN, we see ExpressVPN, we see TunnelBear, we see Proton VPN as the true competitors. This is it's a pretty interesting industry it's really an oligopoly. There's a few different companies that have majority ownership over the vast majority of the products on the market. You don't realize that they all roll up to the same company until you dig a little bit further, peel a few of the layers back of the onion. And also you don't realize that they say that they're end-to-end encrypted and that they're not logging user data. And oftentimes that's actually not the case. So instead of offering your bandwidth to your internet service provider, who could then go and resell it or use that information in your metadata, you're just passing that down the line to your VPN company that's oftentimes reselling your user data. But in a decentralized VPN architecture, that's actually impossible, because the only person with the end metadata is the exit node, which is, anyone can be offering bandwidth to the network. So as the network scales, it becomes more robust and more resilient. And to your initial question, the technical architecture is interesting, but that's not what we need to do. We need to make it stupid simple for the end consumer to be able to enjoy the actual product, be able to route their traffic through other internet connections. And so that's why I think we've seen a lot of adoption to date, is because of the seamless experience of our applications. And we're going to be launching our app on iOS very soon as well. And we have some exciting announcements coming in that direction. So there's a lot going on, but when it comes down to the actual usage of the application, just download the app and it works seamlessly.
That's great to know. And you mentioned that you're working towards the mainnet really soon here, which is really exciting, and that you're also tying into the Cosmos network. I recently did speak with the Cosmos team on the show about the IBC, Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol. That's really exciting that you'll be able to tie into all of these different networks. Can you just give a little bit more in depth on what does it mean and what's going to happen when Sentinel dVPN goes into the mainnet for the end users?
Yeah. So this is the opportunity. So as we go on mainnet, it has a few different benefits to end users. So payment gateways will be a lot more seamless because we'll be able to incorporate, like you said, payments for multiple chains. We'll also be able to incorporate payment via credit card or Venmo or Alipay. So we're looking at different payment providers to be able to make it as seamless an experience as possible. And the throughput on Cosmos makes that feasible. And then with the IBC, we'll be able to incorporate different payments. So if people wanted to pay via whatever coin that is connected via IBC, they can do so. So it really helps scale the network and be able to do streaming payments, because you can pay for let's just say you wanted to watch this video and you wanted to watch it, and your internet service provider precluded you from doing that, or your nation state precluded you from doing that. You connect through the Sentinel VPN and you just want to watch one video. Maybe it only costs you 10 cents a VPN. You could be able to do that based on the amount of bandwidth you use. So the use cases become a lot more interesting when we go on Cosmos.
Definitely. And you mentioned that it wasn't available right now, but what also is coming is that you can share and earn rewards as well. Can you talk about how people can become contributors to the network and how they get rewarded for helping grow the network?
Yeah, Ashton, I feel like you definitely understand it very, very precisely right away. So the peer-to-peer network is people offering bandwidth and the people that are using it. So this is a non-fungible asset that we're using that's crucial to the ecosystem of being able to have network computers. And so offering your excess bandwidth, by doing so, offering that to the network, you can get paid in Sentinel tokens for doing so. And what you'll actually get paid is 80% of the revenue that you're offered to the network, but 20% of that actually doesn't go back to the people that are offering bandwidth, but it goes back to the people that are holding and staking the tokens. So as token holders are holding and staking and participating in securing the network, not only are they earning staking rewards, but they'll also be earning 20% of the fees that are generated across the network.
Very cool. And I was going to ask you about the functionality of the Sent token. It's great to be able to earn rewards for your bandwidth. There's also staking. Those are both very important aspects. Is there anything else that we haven't touched on yet in terms of just the functionality of Sent, and does it really create a sustainable ecosystem?
Exactly. Yeah, and I think that that's really important. And we've done a lot of kind of deep digging into what makes a sustainable token and how does that play into the ecosystem of within Sentinel. And so not only does it secure the blockchain, and if by doing validation of the blockchain, and if you're delegating to a validator, you're earning staking rewards, but you're also earning rewards as the network grows, and so participating in the network. But primarily the token is used for payment. So as you want to use decentralized VPN, you can use the Sentinel token to use payment, and there'll be a discount to use it compared to using other payment mechanisms.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And this is a big milestone to hit the mainnet here, and it sounds like you are poised for the time for exponential growth because crypto as a whole is just taking off right now, and this type of service is something that's going to be really needed in the future. What do you think will be some of the main key factors to achieving mainstream adoption and getting a share of this industry that's sort of controlled by that oligarchy that you talked about?
Yeah, exactly. So one is a big one that we just hit. So the SNT Foundation just raised $3.5 million from a lot of the institutions and bigger backers across the space, players within the Cosmos ecosystem, validators within the Cosmos ecosystem, big VCs, thought leaders. So we have a really robust support network that's helping to see us succeed and will help us to get a lot of the right connections that are necessary in our growth. And then with that kind of now in the rearview mirror and looking forward, it's about execution and growth. So Exidio will be growing our team, especially on the tech side and on business development side. And another thing is going to be specifically around growing the supply side. More people offering decentralized bandwidth to the network. And we haven't had as big growth on that side. We have over 250 live nodes that are offering bandwidth, but they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They're not generating passive income yet. But as we go on mainnet and monetize the network, this is where we see huge opportunities for scaling the supply side. And then as we scale the supply side, we already have 7 different companies that want to build their own decentralized VPN on top of the network. And some of those have between tens of thousands, and one has over 100,000 user base. So the opportunity for growth is significant, and it's really going to come down to executing as a business, building out the right tech, and finding the right companies that want to build on it, and especially growing out the supply side of people offering bandwidth to the network.
Definitely, and I could see how having those incentives rather than just the goodness of your heart will greatly increase the amount of people on the supply side. And there's just so much unused bandwidth from everybody that the potential to grow that to something significant, I feel it would be quite easy. Now, on the flip side, what are some of the challenges that you're going to have to face as you get to that point where you get to the mainstream adoption of being as big as Express or Nord?
Yeah, so again, I think that really does come back to effective communication and getting access to individuals that want to supply VPN. Really, I think this is our biggest opportunity, is growing the supply side. Even though we're going to be monetizing the network and people will be able to earn passive income, you still need to educate people on how to run a dVPN node and make that process as seamless as possible. We have a couple things up our sleeve in our 2021 roadmap that we haven't discussed that would really minimize the friction and technical know-how to be able to offer bandwidth to the network. We want to make that as seamless as possible as well. So that will be a huge opportunity, and being able to put that into place will take some work and some, we'll need to be able to find the right partners and being able to achieve that. So really growing the supply side is a huge opportunity, and then making sure that we're all aligned internally and that we're all operating effectively. I feel really fortunate to have the team that we have. Srinivas is our CTO, and he's been recognized as one of the top developers in the entire Cosmos ecosystem. Wow. He's really a wizard. And so we're lucky to have him not only as a blockchain developer, but as a networking developer and understanding VPN protocols. And now we're building out a lot of the team around him. And so we have a really good core team. Our COO, Peter, he finished his MBA alongside myself, and he's really helped us make sure that all operations are hitting on all cylinders, and working with legal and service providers and banking and marketing agencies. So we just have a lot ahead of us, and I feel really excited about the road ahead, but it's, the work is far from over.
Definitely. It's going to be a lot of work, but I believe that you guys will put that effort in, because now is the time to succeed. And I've been following the project, and I see that it has great potential. And this mainnet is obviously the first huge milestone of many. So we are running short on time, Dan, but for the viewers that are interested in learning more about the dVPN on the supply side and the mainnet launch, what's the best way for them to get involved in the community and to learn more?
Awesome. Thanks so much, Ashton. Especially in the community, we're really active on Telegram. If you go to t.me/sentinel_co or t.me/sentinel_announcements, those are our active community channel and our announcements channel. And our Twitter is twitter.com/sentinel_co. And we're really engaged with everyone in the community across all those channels. And our website is, the Sentinel website is sentinel.co. And the Exidio website is exidio.co. So we'd love to engage with you. And if you want to learn more about how we're trying to bring decentralized VPN to the masses, we'd love to connect.
Great. Thank you so much, Dan. I will leave those social links and the website links in the description box below as well for the viewers. All the best with the mainnet launch and everything else moving forward with Sentinel. And let's follow up in the near future.
Oh, I love it. Appreciate your time.